Hey, Maximizers, and welcome to my live from bed again, day two. I was super comfortable last night. It felt really good to go live from bed, and I was like, "What the heck? We doing it again?" My computer is not. My computer is not cooperating right now, so let me figure out the best angle for us. Okay, we're live from bed, so welcome to my live. If this is your first time watching, welcome. My name is Crystal, aka Krista Maximizer, and I am a content coach. I help product based business owners create a consistent content strategy that brings them consistent sales. Hey, coaches and company. Hey, D. Thanks for joining. And I have been creating content on social media since 2018 when I started my very first YouTube channel. I started teaching women how to coupon, how to budget, how to save money. And in 2020, my clients started asking me to teach them how to start businesses, how to start side hustles, how to start YouTube channels. Um, Thank you, D. I wonder who I should thank for giving me that push. Oh, you. Thank you so much. They started asking me to teach them how to make money. So I started teaching my clients how to start side hustles, how to start businesses, how to start YouTube channels, and I low key fell in love, high key fell in love. And then my business coach said, "Hey, come and coach my people." And I was like, "What? Me?" So I started coaching her people. And over the years, I really fell in love with the making money side of things because I love making money. So in 2023, I decided that I was going to be a business coach. And then in 2024, I specifically niched down to content. Why did I niche down to content, y'all? Because your girl has posted over 2,000 videos to YouTube since 2018, and I've gone live over 600 times. And a couple lives ago, I did the math with everyone who was watching, and I've gone live publicly for free about 600 times, and I've gone live in my private communities that people pay me for well over 300 times. So I can sit here and comfortably say that I have gone live close to 1,000 times since 2019. And back in the OG Kristen Maximizer days as a couponer, I was going live in my private community 3 times a week. And I was doing that probably for at least a year and a half before I cut back. Like 3 times a week, sometimes 4 times a week privately. Then I was going live. At that time, I was going live publicly like 1 to 2 times a week. So I was going live like crazily, okay, over the course of my time. And what I have learned is I love going live, and it's one of my favorite ways to create content. As a result, I've come up with some tips, some things that have worked really well for me, some things that have worked really well for some of my clients as it relates to going live and selling for your business. So I know that was a long intro, but I like to let y'all know who I am and why I'm here, who I am, and how I got here to be an expert on this topic. So I've gone live probably close to 1,000 times. Because if I really go back and count the Money Saving Academy, that used to be the Swap Academy, that used to be the Maximizer Academy, like I know in the early stages of that, I was going live like 3 times a week privately in that Facebook group. That Facebook group had hundreds of lives in it. Okay. So, what I want to talk about tonight is I want to talk about selling on live. Live is my number one way for sales. If I think about the way that I get the most sales in my business, it's once I go live. A lot of my clients find me from my lives and then they go watch my content. Sometimes do people find my content first and then they come to a live, but the majority of my clients go my lives have encouraged them to go and make a purchase. My lives is how they built that know, like, and trust factor with me, felt comfortable with me, and then was able to go and make a purchase. My live is when they come and get their questions answered before they make that buying decision of like, okay, you're solving a problem that I have. I want to pay you to help me solve that problem. Watching your live sent me over the top. Now I'm going to go work with you. So live has been my number one way to make sales when it comes to booking clients. And what do I sell? I sell coaching. I sell one-on-one coaching packages. In the past, I've sold boot camps, workshops, memberships, anything service-based I've sold. Never really sold product-based, but most of my clients are product-based, and I work really well with product-based businesses, okay? So all of that to say, tonight I'm sharing my top tips for selling on live, okay? So I want to know who's here and who's listening to me rant and ramble tonight. So where are you watching from? What city, what state, what country are you watching from? And what's your favorite platform to go live on? Let me know in the comments. Where are you watching from? Catherine says, cool. Where are you watching from? And what is your favorite platform to go live on? Catherine says, I need to open my own business. The company I work for is going out of business. Okay, Catherine, what kind of business are you looking to start? What kind of business do you want to start, Catherine? So where are you watching from? And what's your favorite platform to go live on? If you haven't gone live yet, that's fine. What's your favorite platform to be on? Let me know. Hey, Megan, how are you? Okay, so me, where am I watching from? I'm in Orlando, Florida. My favorite platform to go live on, my favorite platform to go live on would honestly have to be TikTok. Now, my number one platform is YouTube. So when all else fails, I'm going live on YouTube. I've gone live on YouTube the most, but I would probably say that my favorite platform to go live on is TikTok, simply because TikTok really pushes your content when you're live. TikTok pushes people to watch your live, and TikTok is very engaging when it comes to being on a live versus the other platforms are not as engaging. Rhonda's here. Hey, Rhonda, thank you so much for joining us on YouTube. So excited to have you here tonight. So I really enjoy going live on TikTok more than any other platform, but my number one platform for everything is YouTube. How am I doing? I am doing great, girl. How are you? So, oh, you said you've never gone live. You never gone live? I love going live. Live is literally my favorite thing to do. So when I go live on all of my platforms. So if you've been watching me for a while, you hear me preach this one main platform and one secondary platform, and I live by that. But over the past 6 years, I've added on new platforms. And I suggest once your income is consistent and once you are in a place where your main platform is a well-oiled machine, then you can add on other platforms. Now, for me, I like to go live in all the places because I like to talk and I like to maximize. Clearly, I'm Chris the Maximizer. I like to maximize. So for me, it's really easy for me to set up both of my phones and to set up StreamYard for me to go live on multiple platforms. Hey, Carolyn, thank you so much for joining. So excited to have you tonight. It's so easy for me to just talk once and let it go to multiple platforms, right? So anytime I go live, I'm going live on all of my platforms at once to maximize my reach. But when I first started, I was only going live on YouTube and I was going live in my Facebook group for my paid clients. Those are the only places I was going live. And then I realized that I could go live everywhere at once with StreamYard. And then with both of my phones, when TikTok came into play in 2020 and 2021, I was like, I'm just going to set up my lives to go live everywhere. So when it comes to creating video content, one main platform. When it comes to going live, if you have an audience and you can deal with multiple screens and multiple comments, go live in multiple places. I know my biz bestie is like, I can't handle multiple cameras at once. But for me, I'm clicking back and forth. It doesn't really bother me. I'm an antisocial butterfly. But when you're on live, you're really in the room talking to yourself and other people come on and keep you company. So it also depends on like where you are in your business. Like if you're in a place where you are ready to sell, I would say as a business owner, you should be going live. If once a week is too much to start, I would say twice a month. But once a week is a great consistency to go live when it comes to your business. All right, let's dig into these tips because I've been talking for like 8 minutes and haven't gotten to any tips. So tonight's live topic is selling on live. I'm going to share with you my tips for selling on live. Okay, so I had a strategy session today with a new client. Absolutely amazing. And we actually talked a lot about this stuff because she actually she actually goes live twice a week. So we actually talked about this in real time today during our strategy session. So my first tip for you when you are selling on live as a business owner, I want you to choose your products to focus on. So when you sell a physical product, you can't sell your whole website at once. What do you mean, Crystal? When you're selling on live, I want you to think about the target weekly ad. Put a number 1 in the chat if you're familiar with weekly sales ads. Target has them, Walmart has them, your local grocery store has them, CVS, Walgreens has them, Dollar General has them, Family Dollar has them. Put a number 1 in the chat if you are familiar with weekly sales ads. Put a number 1 in the chat. When you are going live, I want you to think about the weekly sales ad. Why, Crystal? The weekly sales ad was created to specifically highlight certain products. Target has thousands and thousands of products that they sell in store and online. There's no way they can just get on an ad and say, go to target.com and buy something. So when you're telling people and you're on live and you're talking, you're like, just go to KristaMaximizer.com and buy what you need. No one's going to do that. Okay? No one's going to do that. You need to be specific. So the weekly sales ad highlights the things of the week that the store wants to sell. Maybe something's getting discontinued. Maybe they want to get rid of something. Maybe something's seasonal right now. It's fall and pumpkin, and the candy is going to be on crazy sale for the next 2 weeks. Why? Because of Halloween. Then as Christmas comes, everything's going to be Christmas and peppermint flavored. Everything's pumpkin spice flavored. I was in Publix doing an Instacart order, and I forget there was something pumpkin spice. And all of us at the register, me, the cashier, and the bagger, we were all like, ugh, we don't know if we want pumpkin that. I can't remember what it was off the top of my head right now. Everything's pumpkin spice right now, but you don't get pumpkin spice in February because it's Valentine's Day. The point I'm making is you want to choose 3 to 5 products that you want to focus on selling during your live. You can't sell your whole website at once. I want you to focus on 3 to 5 products. So what I talked about with my client today was, don't wait until the day of your live to decide this. She knows she's going live twice a week. So I said, what day is your planning day? She picked her planning day. So I said, on that day, you decide what products are you featuring for the week? What products are you featuring on day 1? Which products are you featuring on day 2? Sometimes it's the same and sometimes it's different. You need to have a sales focus. And you know what she said? Oh, yes, I do that all the time. Because then once people go to my website to purchase, they will purchase more. Right? Just like when you get an email from Target, they may be focusing on the deal of the week, but when you go to the website, you're like, okay, I need the deal of the week, but I also need A, B, C, D. I also need these other things, and you throw it in your cart. That's the reason why when you go to Target for toothpaste and you leave out with toothpaste, toilet paper, laundry soap, chicken, a new hat, a pair of shoes, and some socks, you literally went there for toothpaste, but you came out with a cart full of stuff. That's shopping. And I want you to think about your business in that same way. Don't sell your whole website at once. When you watch a commercial, when you see an ad, no one's ever saying, go to target.com, go to KristaMaximizer.com. No, they're specifically selling you one thing. And they're saying, oh, you can get it at target.com. But when you get there, you put a whole bunch of other shit in your cart too. Okay? So when you are selling on live specifically, choose your 3 to 5 products that you're selling. Does this make sense? Yes or no? You need to have a sales focus. Second tip for you, I feel like a lot of businesses do not focus enough on this. When you are going live, I want you to ask yourself, what problem does my product solve? So the product that you're selling, what problem does it solve? And I want you to focus on sharing your product as a solution to a problem. My favorite product to talk about, my biz bestie jokes about it, is lipstick/lip gloss. Mine is always within arm's reach. Why? Because Crystal hates crusty lips. I do not like being around myself or people with crusty lips. If you can feel your lips cracking and bleeding, baby, if you don't get some Vaseline, I'm constantly like, Kinsley, put some chapstick on your lips. It's no reason why you should be out here dusty and crusty with the amount of lip products that are available to the world. I hate it. I hate the feeling of dry lips, and I hate the look of dry lips, okay? So if you are selling a new chapstick or a new lip gloss to me, you've got to talk about if you're having dry, crusty lips, if your lips are cracking and bleeding, if you need something that feels good on your lips that's not sticky, if you need something that's moisturizing, your chapstick solves that problem. Does that make sense? So when you're talking about it, it shouldn't just be, oh, buy my new chapstick, it's cute. No, focus on the problem that your chapstick is solving and how your ideal client can get more of what they want. What do I want? I want my lips to be moisturized. I want my lips to look cute. Okay? I want my lips to smell good because this has a really good scent. This is my favorite chapstick, honestly. It's the Maybelline Baby Lips. I like this one. This is, of course, it's the crystal flavor, and that was on accident. And then I like the blue one. I don't know what the blue one's called, but I like the crystal one. It's my second. The blue one's first. And this one has, you can't see it, but this one literally has like sparkles in it, which you cannot see on camera. It literally has sparkles in it. So it gives you a little bit of a sparkle when it goes on your lips, right? So what problem does your product solve? That's what you should focus on when you are selling, when you are positioning your product. I also want to encourage y'all to go on YouTube and watch QVC. The way that they sell on QVC always captivates me because they really focus on what problem does this product solve. They show you the demonstrations. They bring out the models. They let you know all the nitty-gritty details about the product. That's what you want to do. As I was preparing for this live, because I prepared 10 lives and I just ran out. So I had to prepare. So I prepared like 5 or 6 today. I didn't do 10. I did 5 or 6. But one thing I always say is I say to not say on social media, bye, bye, bye. So I came up with something so cheesy, but it's really good. Instead of bye, 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 focus on the why. So instead of saying bye, 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 I want you to focus on the why. People pay to solve their problems every single day. How does thank you so much for those gifts and those likes on TikTok. I appreciate that. Let me know if you have any questions, Gina. I want you to focus on why does your ideal client need your product? Why is your product the best thing for them to get the results that they desire? Why is your product going to give them more of what they want? So anytime you think of saying, oh, buy this, I want you to say why it's good. And don't say you should buy this because no. Why does this product solve a problem for me? Because Crystal, you don't like your lips to be dry and cracked. And I can't stand my lips to be dry and cracked. Why? Because I talk a lot. And having my lips touched together, feeling like sandpaper is uncomfortable. And if I like to talk and I talk a lot for work, I'm going to be uncomfortable because if my lips or my mouth, it's like a toothache. If you got a toothache, your whole body is shut down because like that toothache radiates pain throughout your whole entire body. So if my lips are dry and crusty, my whole entire body is just off put, not okay. Because every time my lips touch, it's like sandpaper. So why does your product solve a life-changing problem for me? It makes my lips moisturize. And because your chapstick is so moisturizing, it lasts longer. You know what that means? I don't have to put it on as much. You know what it means? I don't have to buy it as often. So yes, it costs a little bit more than the average chapstick. Excuse me, but because it moisturizes at a longer rate, you don't have to reapply as often as you did with other chapsticks. So when you think about saying bye, 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 I want you to focus on why. Why does my ideal client need this? Why is it the best for them? Why is it gonna give them more of what they want? Why is it gonna solve their problem? So not bye, it's a why. You should have seen me when these gems be dropping. I was like, oh, that's a word. Write it down. I would listen. Something activated working in bed these past 2 days, and I haven't worked from bed in probably a long ass time. It opened up a sense of relaxation. I haven't fallen asleep yet, thank God. But it opened up a new sense of relaxation. Like my creative juices were flowing today. Like I worked like 3 hours from bed today. And I was like, shout out to you because like look at you putting in the work. Okay. So my creative juices was flowing today. And I was like, okay, Crystal, you're onto something. Not bye. Why? My next tip for you is when you're going live, I want you to write down 3 to 5 talking points. So based on the products that you're selling on this specific live, the problem that your product solves, the solution that it's going to offer, why it's good for your ideal client, why it's the best, I want you to write down 3 to 5 talking points, 3 to 5 key things you're talking about in regards to your product and the problem that it solves. Because you want to have clear talking points. So I have like 6 or 7, like 8 actually, 8 talking points today for this live. Okay. And what I'm selling is a strategy session. So I'm not even talking to you about the strategy session and how I can help you plan 60 days of content, which is what me and my client did today. We did 60 days of content. We did sales. We didn't do emails because she doesn't have her email service provider set up, but we spent a lot of time on getting her organized and strategized for her content. And she was like, Crystal, thank you so much, because I feel more organized and I feel like I know the direction of my content. And she doesn't have to sit, because she was one who was sitting every day like, oh, I need to post. What am I going to post? And I'm like, no, she's planning 2 days a week. One day she's planning her lives and one day she's planning her videos. So we figured out a plan batch schedule that works for her, specifically for her content. And the way that her life works, she's doing it on a weekly basis. I was like, whatever works for you, works for you. But the point is, we know what the strategy is for the whole month. Okay. So write down your 3 to 5 talking points. I didn't got off of topic. My next tip for you is to make the offer. So as you are talking about your product, you have to make sure that you're letting your audience know that I have this solution and this is how you can purchase it. This is what we call ask for the sale. So you don't want your lips dry and crusty? You need this lip gloss. You need this chapstick. It's at KristenMaximizer.com. Are you sick and tired of struggling with your content? And you are someone who's sitting there every day trying to figure out what to post and how to get a sale? You need to book a strategy session. Go to KristenMaximizer.com and click on book a strategy session. And if you're unsure about booking a strategy session, book a free sales call first. Book a sales call first. It's free for 30 minutes. We can see where you are. We can see where you need. And we can come up with a plan of action of like, if we work together, this is what we're going to work on. And then you can book your strategy session. Okay. So regardless, go to KristenMaximizer.com and either book your strategy session or book your sales call so we can chat about working together if you're struggling with content. That is me asking for the sale. I'm asking you to book a sales call. Does this make sense? Yes or no? Go book a free sales call so that we can discuss what it would look like for us to work together. Okay. That's me asking for the sale. And then my next tip for you, make it easy to buy from you. Okay. So yesterday or the day before, I talked about preparing to launch your product-based business. We talked about a free website. It needs to be easy to buy from you. If people have to jump through too many hoops to buy from you, they're not going to buy from you. So what does that look like? Get a free website from bigcartel.com and make it easy for people to click and buy from you. Get a landing page from your email service provider that provides a payment link. Speaking of which, did y'all know ConvertKit changed its name to Kit? Now it's just Kit. Previously ConvertKit. D, did you? I know you use ConvertKit. When did that happen? I was looking it up today for my client and I was like, ooh, ConvertKit didn't change their name. I ain't even know. Anywho, a free landing page on your email service provider where people can click a link and buy. Okay. Put the link in your bio. Go to GoDaddy and buy your domain name. That's why about a month ago. Okay, cool. That's why I bought KristenMaximizer.com, because I wanted to be able to say in my videos, go to KristenMaximizer.com. I wanted an easy place for everyone to go to be able to buy, because I wanted it to be easy to buy from me. Okay. Make it easy. If people have to jump through hoops, or even sometimes if they have to DM you, it makes it really hard. I love having my website because I can just write KristenMaximizer.com at the top. Now you can use a free website and literally buy your domain from GoDaddy. Domains, they got domains on there for like $20, $30 for the year. You buy your domain and then you can forward it to your free website, right? Thank y'all so much for the likes and the follows. I appreciate it. Make it easy to buy from you. If it's too hard to buy from you, people are not going to buy. They're going to go buy from someone else. Do not make people have to jump through 57 hoops to get the solution to their problem. Because why? People pay to solve their problems every day. Okay. My next tip for you when it comes to selling on live, engage with your audience. If someone comments, respond to them. Say hello. Give them prompting questions. Answer their questions. Allow them to ask questions. Like if someone's asking you a question about your product, use that time to really go in and give a very detailed answer to their question. Okay? How do you build a room? Can you be a little bit more specific? How do you build a room? What exactly do you mean? Give me a little bit of more details, Susie, of what you mean. Um, Respond and engage. I respond to every comment on my lives. I engage with my audience. I always start with welcoming them. I always start with a custom question. So today's question was, where are you watching from and what's your favorite platform to go live on? Those are my questions because I want to see who's here. And also, people can spend their time doing 50,000 other things. Get customers on TikTok. You mean how to get sales on TikTok? And if your question is how to get sales on TikTok, can you tell me what your business is and what you sell? So be grateful because people don't have to watch you. They could be off doing a whole lot of other things with their time and their energy and their effort. So be grateful and engage with them. Engage. If someone says hi, say hi back. When you think about people commenting on your social media platform, whether it's on a live, whether it's on a video, I want you to think about a comment as if you have a physical store and someone walked into your store and said, "Oh my gosh, Chris, it's beautiful in here. What exactly do you sell?" And you not responding is you looking right at them as they came in and just being like, and not responding. It's rude. So if someone comes into your community, if they come to your live, if they give you a comment, respond back to them. Susie says you sell jewelry. Do you sell your own jewelry or do you sell for a company? Is it your personal jewelry or do you sell through a company? Okay. Engage with your audience. My next tip for you, follow up. The fortune is in the follow up. The fortune is in the follow up. So just like responses, if you see people in the comments like, "Oh my gosh, I want to buy this. I need this." Take a screenshot of your live. I used to have a sticky note notepad and I would write down everyone who commented on my live, who had questions about it. And after the live, I would go back and I would DM them. And I would say, "Hey, Susie, I saw you commenting on my live. Thank you so much for being there. What questions do you have?" Okay. I'm a rep, but it's my small business. Is it paparazzi or is it some other jewelry company? I'm just asking because they're, I just like to be as informed as possible. And you're saying your question was how to get more customers. BP. I'm not sure what that is, but questions is to get customers. Okay, so the fortune is in the follow-up. Follow up. Email, DM, text, however you have their information, follow up with them. So we're going to answer Susie's question. Susie's question was how to get customers on TikTok. The way you get customers on TikTok is the way you get customers everywhere. It starts with you building an audience of ideal clients. I have a bunch of lives and a bunch of videos on how to build an audience over on my YouTube channel. My YouTube channel is Build a Business with Chris. Build a Business with KRYS. Go subscribe right now. Build a Business with Chris. The key to getting customers to buy your jewelry is number one, have an audience of people who want to buy your jewelry. How do you build an audience of people who want to buy your jewelry? You create connection content around jewelry. So your videos should be more talking about how you feel in the jewelry, how the jewelry looks, doing styling tips, talking about how you put certain pieces together, what pieces go together, how would you wear this to a wedding and to the office. Like, you want to create content around the jewelry without saying buy the jewelry. So really focus on the what and the why. What is your business? Why is it important? Why does it help people? How does it make me feel to wear your jewelry? Jewelry, you want to talk about how it makes you look, how it makes you feel, the confidence. And when you're confident, you can conquer the world. So number one, you have to build an audience. Number two, you have to create conversion content where you share specific details about specific pieces of jewelry, and then you ask for the sale. So on a very basic level, that's how you would get customers. Build your audience first, create conversion content, meaning this is how you can buy my jewelry, right? And then you give them your website and you let them buy. Yes, I love tips for styling accessories. Yes, because I am someone who's not good at it. So if I see a piece of jewelry, I'm not immediately thinking what it goes with. I love watching the videos where it's like, this goes with a scoop neck, or this goes with a halter. Like, that's what I need. And I need, if the earrings and the necklace are not matchy, I need to know, like, these earrings go with this necklace and go with this bracelet. And this is best to wear to the office, but this is how you would wear this to a wedding or to a date night. I love styling tips. That would make me want to buy that piece because I could see myself wearing it to the event. What's your YouTube again? My YouTube is Build a Business with Chris. I'm going to type it in the comments. Build a Business with KRYS. Build a Business with KRYS. If you click the link in my bio and click the little YouTube or Facebook icon, you can go to YouTube. It's also linked in the link in the bio where you can click right on YouTube. Okay. My last tip, and then I'm opening the floor for more questions. So please drop y'all's questions. I'm loving answering them. Susie, let me know if that was helpful. Let me know in the comments if that was helpful. My last tip above all, be consistent. Okay. At the bare minimum, go live once a week. If you can't go once a week, 2 times a month to start, and then build up to going live once a week. Show your products and sell your products. Excuse me. Jeez. This Gatorade got me burping. Be consistent. Consistency. Okay. I found it. I subscribed and thank you. You're welcome. I've been thinking about making clip-on earrings, but I'm not sure how to do so. Okay. So you just got to figure it out. You got to go to Google and figure out how to make clip-on earrings. Anything you don't know how to do, start it with a Google search. If you have been sitting and thinking about starting a business, the first step to starting a business is doing the research. So if you have a desire to make clip-on earrings, go to Google, how to make clip-on earrings. If it tells you products to buy, go to Amazon and see if you can spend $30, $40 to get the products you need to just start making a couple of pairs for yourself. Make sure they work, make sure they fit, make sure they look nice. And then you can start a business from there. Hey, I made these 2 pairs of clip-on earrings, right? Start making content around you making your journey to making these clip-on earrings. Simple. And then hell, you can even throw them up on Facebook Marketplace to sell just to see if someone would buy them before you build out your whole content plan and structure. But if anyone is listening to me and they're like, oh my gosh, I want to start a business, how do I start? Sit down and figure out what it is you want to do. And most importantly, what problem do you want to solve? What problem do you want to help people solve? And then create your product or service from there. And then most importantly, build an audience before you start selling. Before you start selling anything, you have to build an audience of people who want to buy it. Because guess what? You can have products to sell, and then if you have no one to buy them, there's no one to buy them. There's not a soul to buy them. Oh, here's a question from Carolyn on YouTube. Should you sell at the beginning of your live or tell them that you will be selling? Sometimes people run out the room when you start selling. I sell journals, by the way. This is a personal choice for you. I don't sell physical products, so my sales pitch is always at the end because I sell a service. So I want to serve you first to show you that I'm an expert in my area, to show you that I can bring value to your business, and then I'm going to sell at the end. So if you need help with creating your content, if you need help figuring out your business ideas for your content, go ahead and book a strategy session. And we already talked about this. You can go book a free sales call first, and then the sales call will lead you to the strategy session. But if you're like, Crystal, I need help with my content, the strategy session will leave you with 60 days of content ideas, your sales emails that you need to create, and your sales strategy. You will get all of that in a Google Doc. My client today, I think her Google Doc was 4 or 5 pages of content and things for her in her Google Doc to go and implement, okay? Also, for the month of October, you get a content audit, meaning she had a Facebook business page. I reviewed her Facebook business page, and I had the first page was literally just the content audit, what she does well, and my suggestions for what she can do to improve, okay? And on top of that, she gets 4 weeks of one-on-one coaching with me. 1, 2, 3, 4 weeks of one-on-one coaching via Voxer. So she can text and voice message me for the next 4 weeks as she implements her strategy. You get all of that in the strategy session for just $249. That's it. That's all. So you can go to KristenMaximizer.com and book your strategy session. If you're someone who wants to start a business, your strategy session can be customized to that. So you want help starting a business, you'll leave with your business idea, your offer, and 30 days of social media content for you to start building your audience. And you get all that in a Google Doc too, right? So the strategy sessions are customized. So you see how I did 35 minutes of live and then I sell. If you are selling journals, Carolyn, you just need to set up in your live in a way that feels best for you. If you know that the purpose of that live is to sell, you get on and you sell. Today, I'm going to show y'all my brand new journal. Today, let's talk about my journal. Instead of jumping in and just saying, oh, I'm selling my journal, go in and talk about how you use the journal, what the journal is used for. Make sure you have your copy and you literally show people what it does. Do a pen test. Use a couple different pens on the journal. And then let people know, I created this journal. If you want to grab one, you can go to carolyn.com and grab it. But use the live to, again, focus on the why, not the buy. Does that make sense? So to answer your question, go in talking about why this product gives your audience more of what they want. Why do we need another journal? We got hella journals. Why do we need another one? Specifically, why do we need yours? What makes yours different? Let me know if that makes sense. Maria says, wow. Oh, Marie says, wow, you have great ideas. Thank you. And I just be over here ranting, rambling, and going all about it. That's why I told y'all that I freaking love this. Once I started business coaching, I was like, ooh, I'm good at this. And you know what else? I had helped one of my past coworkers for free. Okay. Before I decided to be a business coach. Okay. I'll tell you this. Let me go back. Let me stop lying to y'all. I've been helping people figure out a way to make money for years and years and years. I never seen it as a business. Because what my mother will always tell her friends, right? If someone had an idea about wanting to make money, in less than 30 minutes, I would give them a plan of like, do this, and you can sell it. This is before I became Krista Maximizer. This is before I started doing stuff online. I've been doing this for years because I'm a hustler and I was always trying to figure out a way to make more money. Okay. I did that for years. I had already started Krista Maximizer only couponing. I didn't really help people with businesses. But I sat down to lunch with one of my previous coworkers and she told me that she wanted to start her own business. Within 30 minutes, we had a business name. She had her first offer. She had opened up and created an Instagram account. By the end of that first week, she had her first client. During that lunch, she said, Crystal, you're really good at this. Like, you should sell this. And I just laughed it off. I'm like, no, I'm the couponing girl. Like, what? So there was crumbs of like business coaching Crystal, but I never thought about it like as a coach. Like, I was just helping people make more money. So I couldn't see it. I couldn't see it in that moment. Like that this was my calling, but I had to be couponing Krista Maximizer to get here. Because that's how I built my repetition. Do you still teach couponing? Yes, one-on-one, I teach couponing. I'm all one-on-one right now. And for the foreseeable future, all of my coaching and teaching is one-on-one. So for $99 a month, I will teach you couponing. I will teach you budgeting, but it's specifically for you. How to save money for your family. $99 a month. If you want that, send me a DM. We can hook that up. Okay? I had someone in my inbox about that this morning. Did she message me yesterday or this morning? So yes, one-on-one, I will teach you. So send me a DM. We can set it up. And it's a Voxer voice chat and text. If you want a monthly Zoom call, it'll be a little bit more if you want to do Zoom. But just voice, video, and text is $99 a month. And if you want a Zoom call, it'll be a little bit more per month. And I can do like a 30-minute Zoom call per month. For a little bit more when it comes to couponing. Okay. But yeah, I freaking love this. And it's something that it came easy to me. My ideas just like flood my brain. I don't know. It's a little bit of a superpower. I don't know. But over the years of me coaching a lot of different women, yeah, a lot of ideas have come up. And then I just spew them out. But thank you for that. I appreciate that. Does anybody else have any other questions? I didn't poke myself in the eye. Does anybody else have any other questions? If you don't have any questions, was this helpful? Now I can't. If y'all put questions down, I done took my glasses off. I can see a little bit. If you don't have any questions, was this helpful? Yes or no? Let me know in the comments. Was this helpful? Yes or no? If you have questions after this, send me a DM on TikTok or Instagram at Krista Maximizer. If you want to work with me, click the link in my bio, book a free sales call, and let's chat about what it would look like to work together. You can also slide in my DMs. I answer my DMs. Slide in my DMs. Hey, Crystal, let's work together and we can book a sales call. Okay? There's a bunch of y'all watching on TikTok. How can I help you? What questions do we have about going live, selling on live content? I want to stay on here for another 15 minutes and answer questions. Number one question I get about live. Do I ever get nervous? Am I camera shy? I talked about this a little bit last night. Crystal is not camera shy at all. Crystal never gets nervous about talking to people, whether they are physically in front of me, whether they're on Zoom, or whether they're on social media. Me personally, I don't have a fear of that. I was on the morning announcements as a kid. I like attention. I have resolved to the fact that Crystal likes attention. I like the attention to be on me, so it doesn't bother me. But I know for some other people it does. I would say number one, when you are on live or creating content in general, make sure you're talking about something that you know, something you're an expert in, something you're comfortable with, because you can pull your confidence from your comfortability. Also, want you to ask yourself, like, even though it may be a little bit scary for me to go live or even to create content, am I willing to do what I need to do for my business, even though it's a little bit scary, right? And then also remember, you get to decide what version of you is publicly showing on social media. So yes, live is like really live. But for your pre-recorded content, you're recording by yourself essentially. So you can cut out whatever parts you want. And then when you're live, the more relatable you are, people connect to that. So I guess my biggest piece of advice is, are you willing to do it scared? And if the answer is yes, the next question you should ask yourself is, how can I do this scared on my own terms? No one's saying you have to sit on a live for an hour like me. If you're starting off, just do 15 minutes and like ease your way into it, right? Your lives do not have to be long like me, because I can go live forever. So those would be my top pieces of advice if you're nervous about it. Try. You can also do some practice lives. I think Instagram has it to where you can practice and no one can see it. Marie says, of course it's helpful, especially for me. I have no idea where to start, but I know what to look for. Yeah, so you can start with my YouTube channel. And then I also can do a strategy session to help you figure out your business. Like I have a whole, it's not active right now, but I have an 8-week group coaching program where I help you go from idea to business in 8 weeks. But I can give you what I do in those 8 weeks in our 90-minute session. Like I can break it down to the point where you get all the key points because it's just me and you, right? And you can leave our strategy session with your business idea, your offer, and a content strategy session to start building your audience. If you are really serious about like, I want to start a business. Now, for that, there will be pre-work where once you book your strategy session, I'll be like, all right, we got pre-work to do. So your strategy session can't start for at least 3 or 4 days because you have homework that you need to do. So when you come to the strategy session, we can hit the ground running. So that's another thing that I've done. I've helped probably like 30 to 40 women start a business from scratch, like take an idea from their brain and turn it into a business doing something that they love. So I do have an 8-week group coaching program that I've run. I've run it a few times, right? I've run it a few times. But I basically what I'm trying to say is I have the process to help you go from idea to business. Is this only for online business? Absolutely not. I have a lot of clients that sell in person. What is your business, or are you thinking about starting one? Not just for online business. Nope. I have some people who sell in person for sure. Any other questions? This was a great live. I'm so much more comfortable in the bed. I love my desk, but I'm so much more comfortable. Don't like editing videos. Looking into starting a podcast. Not sure how to get a product. Have too many ideas, but not a talker and an introvert. Can I be honest with you? If you don't like editing videos, editing a podcast, ugh. Editing a podcast is just as tedious as editing a video to me. I actually hated editing my podcast more than I hated editing videos. So I guess my suggestion for you, I don't know if it's Power K ZMK on YouTube. You're saying not sure how to get a product. Do you want to start a business, or do you just want to start a podcast, or do you just have something specific you want to talk about? Because the product and the podcast are separate in my head, right? If you're not a talker, why a podcast? Because on a podcast you talk. Does that make sense? So I think at the core of it, you have to ask yourself, what kind of business do I want to do that will make me happy, doing something that I enjoy, right? So if you're not a talker, I don't know if a podcast is the best option, right? So you really got to sit down and decide, what business do I want to start? Permanent makeup artist and digital marketing. Okay, what do you market digital? Because yeah, what do you digitally market? Like, what do you sell? And are you looking to get help with your permanent makeup business? That is so cool. So like, do you do like eyebrows, lips? Where else do people get permanent makeup? Do people get like permanent blush? A business for a more lazy person, that would be great. So Marie, when I sat down and I decided that I was going to start a business teaching people how to coupon, yes, browse. Oh, that's so cool. You have to decide, what does a business for a lazy person look like for you? What problem do you want to solve? Because the core, the businesses solve problems. So it's just getting to the point of like, what problem do you want to solve? No matter what business you start, it's work, because you have to market to get sales. So eventually it can become a super lazy business. But in the beginning, you got to be really active, and you have to put in sweat equity, time, energy, effort, and money in order to make money, right? Okay, you love talking. So then you got to look at like, what do you do well? What problems do you solve? What problems can you help solve by talking? What kind of coaching can you offer, right? What are you good at? Because people pay me to talk. I'm a coach. I get paid to talk. Now, I strategically talk. Like, I give them really good plans. Like, sis had a 4 to 5 page Google Doc today, and I talked for the majority of the 90 minutes of our strategy session. People literally pay me to talk. So you just got to sit down. What problem can you solve by talking? How can you help somebody go from A to B? How can you help somebody get a transformation? Right? And we go from there. Okay. What other questions do we have? And that was my thing. I never thought that I could get paid to talk. I was told that I could be a therapist. So you got to go to school to be a therapist, but you can absolutely be a coach. So like, again, how can you help somebody get a transformation? Talking to them. What kind of transformation can you offer to them? Like, if you want to be a life coach, you can get a life. Yeah, someone just said it. Like, you can get a life coach certification. And then life coaches, great. But I would say, what area specifically do you want to coach in? What part of life? What season of life? Like, get a little specific. Like, what does Marie do really well? What's something that you've done well? What's your background in your 9-to-5 career? Like, really get into the core of like, what transformation can you help somebody do? Nobody wants to work for you. Block. blocked. How can you help somebody get from a transformation? Like, I sat down and I was like, if money was no option, what would I do? It was couponing, right? So after I fought with myself and I figured out couponing, um, I had to decide if I wanted to sell a product or a service. And it was definitely given a service because I didn't want to sell a product. I wanted to help people strategically save money. I just didn't want to give them a binder or a notebook. And I just didn't want to give them a binder or notebook and say, hey, figure it out, you know? But then I went to school for hair. So I really lost on everything because I have so many interests. Okay. And guess what? Us smart people, we have a lot of interests. It's about narrowing it down. I mean, you could literally be a hair coach. You can literally coach hairstylists on how to grow and build their business, right? If you have the hair knowledge. And what you start with doesn't have to be where you end with. I started teaching people how to coupon. I didn't even get to the budgeting and the meal planning. Like my first 5 or 6 months, I didn't even get there. It was just, this is how you coupon. This is how you save money at the store. And then it evolved into okay, if you don't got a budget, you can't really save money. If you're not managing your money, you don't know if you're actually really saving money. And you know what? What specifically are you saving for anyway? So I started with couponing and that thing just evolved. And now I'm literally, 6 years later, I'm a content coach. I was a business coach and I was like, I need to get more specific because it wasn't speaking to my soul as like a general business coach. No, I needed to get really specific content. Right? Figured coming up with a podcast and then talking with a product and talking about it via podcast, maybe overthinking. You need to figure out what problem do you want to solve? And then you choose a social media platform to market it. Now, yes, the podcast could be it. But what I think for you to think about, what I think you should think about is okay, sorry, YouTube. Okay, so when you think about a product, right? Think about a product. I can't see it. If you're doing a video podcast, yes. But podcasts are more like conversation, whether you're giving information or you are doing interviews, right? So a podcast may not be the best medium for you to focus on selling your product. I want you to think to yourself, what problem do I want to help someone solve? Once you figure out the problem, then you decide if you want to do a product or a service. Case in point, when I was like, I want to teach people how to coupon. I could have sold a coupon binder or I could sell a coupon class. At the core of it, I wanted to teach people how to strategically save money. What was the best way to teach them how to do that? A class, not a binder. Because if I gave you a coupon binder with here, fill out this breakdown, you could fill it out, but you aren't strategically saving money. You're still doing every deal at every store, wasting money. But I decided that I wanted to teach a class where I could teach you a strategy to save money at any store. So what I would encourage you to do is sit down and decide, what problem do you want to solve first? How do you want to help someone? Once you figure out how you want to help someone, then you figure out, am I creating a product or a service to help someone? Once you figure out if it's a product or a service, then we're going to build an audience on social media. Eventually, I would say a podcast would be good. But if your goal is to start a business selling a product or service, marketing on social media may be a little bit to your benefit versus on a podcast. Because a podcast, I don't go to a podcast to look for new products. I go to a podcast for information, for advice, for a good laugh, not necessarily to purchase a product. But I'll be looking for products on Instagram and TikTok. Does that make sense? Let me know if that makes sense on YouTube. But then, okay, I missed another comment. I don't think about that. You really are smart. I'm gonna recommend you to everyone I know who needs you. Oh, I appreciate that. You know what? Let me screenshot that because you're giving me some love and I appreciate that. Whoops. I really do. I appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I needed to hear that today. Thank you so much. I'm just out here doing the Lord's work and helping people because I love this. I love doing this. I enjoy this. Like, this is work for me. Right now, this is unpaid work. But this, what I'm doing, okay, on the back end, this is building the know, like, and trust factor with my audience. And this is what your content in your live can do for you. Building your know, like, and trust factor. So, like how Miss Marie says she's going to refer me to everyone, when she is in a place where she's ready to get a business coach, she is going to put me in the running for a business coach. Because I have built this know, like, and trust factor with her in, the past 30 minutes on a live. Right? I love it. I love it. And thank you. You just warmed my heart. But this is building a know, like, and trust factor, right? It may not mean a sale today, but it means a sale for the future. So every seed that I plant today is a sale for the future. I just got on and you're literally confirming I'm in alignment. Yes. Keep going, Cam. Keep on going. You got this. But yeah, I freaking love this. This brings me so much joy. Makes me happy. And the fact that, like, this is my job. Literally my job. And I get to do it from bed. I turn my air conditioner up and I put a bag over there, and then the bag is just flapping in the wind. And I hate white noise, so it's really bugging me. Like, I want to move the bag so bad because the air is like slamming that way. Okay, my time is almost up. Do we have any more questions? We're way off from going live, but who cares? Excuse me. This Gatorade really got me burping today. So, do we have any questions? Yes or no? If you have questions after this, slide in my DMs at Kristen Maximizer on TikTok or Instagram. If you're like, Crystal, I want to work with you, go book a sales call at KristenMaximizer.com. It's a free 30-minute sales call where we can chat about what it would look like to work together. Okay? Go from there. I'm just starting my brow business and wasn't sure how to start. Thanks. You're welcome. I'm not able to get one-on-one, but I follow your videos and I'm working on going live and strategic content. That's amazing. Keep up the great work. Something like an ebook to start. Just have to figure out how to distill the info. Yes. But instead of trying to figure out what to sell first, we got to figure out what problem you're solving first. Right? What problem are you solving first? How do you want to help people? And then you figure out the way you want to help them. Because an ebook may be it, a course may be it, a coaching program may be it, or a product may be it. But we got to figure out what problem we're solving first. Instead of trying to figure out what to sell first, figure out what problem are we solving first. How am I helping people first? Okay? How am I helping? Thank you so much for the gifts. Thank you so much for the gifts. I appreciate it. Y'all are so nice. And I also forgot about my leads form. So I pinned my leads form there if anybody wants to fill it out to get a sales call with me. Okay. Yeah, so you can book a sales call, book your one-on-one call, and let's do this. Okay. All right. I don't see any other questions. Thank y'all so much for joining me tonight. Today's Tuesday. I'll be live again tomorrow around the same time, getting out of the rat race and recovering from burnout. Okay. That's a great place to start. And then now you have to decide, is an ebook the best way to give out that information? Recovering from burnout, I would say no. A video course or even a coaching program would even be better for that. Like, how to get out of burnout from A to Z. What's your process? What process did you go through? And how can you help somebody else get recovered from burnout? I think an ebook is not the best option for that. I feel like that's something we got to talk through, because there's a lot of emotions when it goes to burnout. People burn out in different ways. People handle burnout in different ways. And then everybody's recovery process may look a little bit different. It may not be cookie cutter for everyone. So for me, I would say that's definitely like a coaching program. Like starting with a one-on-one, like, you've been burnt out, let's work together to help you recover from it and create a strategy so that you don't get burnt out again. That would be a coaching program for me. Now, if we're talking recovering from burnout, that's a great podcast. That is a great podcast to start. See how we got a little bit deeper than a product? Because if you started a podcast on how to get out of rat race and recover from burnout, now people are listening. And then instead of trying to sell an ebook or a product, you sell them a program where they can work with you to create a plan to recover from their burnout and to prevent it from happening again. Now we cooking with grease. I love that. That's what I would do. If that was my topic, I would do the podcast and talk about it. Okay. And then I would sell a one-on-one program to help them go from burnt out to better, or burnt out to another B word that I can't think of right now. Make sense? I love that. All right, I'm really going to go because I have some in-person work I need to do for my side hustle. I have a show this weekend for my sorority sister, and I got to prep the croc charms. So I'm about to do that. And then I'll prep some other stuff tomorrow night because I got to pack the car on Wednesday morning. Burnt out to booking in business. Yes, D. See, I knew she was going to come with the alliteration. Right? From burnt out to booking in business. So you can get out of that 9 to 5. Thank you, D. She's bomb with her alliterations. Bomb. She's the queen of alliterations. Okay? Her whole business is alliterations. Okay? Yes, D. You the bomb. Marie says, I've never stayed on a live this long. Thank you. I appreciate you. Looking forward to working with you soon, okay? So, everyone, make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel, Build a Business with Chris. DMs, all the things. If you need me, you know where to find me. And I shall see y'all tomorrow. I'm really getting off this time. Y'all have a good night. Bye.